Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-cell foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with ever-new D-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Hello, Bass fans. Welcome to the pregame show for the Wild West Bass Trail Team Championship Arizona Division. This is day 2 and cut day, as it were. So we're going to tell you all about what's going on out there and how the lake's fishing, and talk about some of these teams that are in contention as our full field fishes today to try to make their final push for the top 10 so they can go fish tomorrow for a championship and have a great weigh-in and a festival up in Payson, Arizona. My name is Jimmy Savoini, Super Clean Pro, and to my right here is Jim Guggenauer, analyst and expert on the local, everything local with Roosevelt Lake and lots of things like that. Welcome, Jim.
Well, thank you. Appreciate being here. And you're right. What a great day for day 2. A lot of enthusiasm after the weigh-in yesterday. By the time we got back to Payson, it was just buzzing with the results and where all the local anglers were going, and everybody was looking forward to being down here on day 2. Another warm day here at Roosevelt.
100 degrees out there. You know, it was about 55 this morning. We've had about a 50-degree shift during the day. High pressure still dominates, and you know, it's pretty flat out there. So yesterday, everybody caught fish. You know, I mean, so the way a 3-day tournament will set up in one of these deals is you're always going to see the weights be higher on the first day. Most of the people will run to their fish, the stuff they've located in practice, and fishing is just generally better. It has a tendency to tighten up on day 2 and day 3 as we go for several different reasons. One of them is guys fish their most confident water when they start, so you know they're going to go catch fish where they've located them. And so they're gonna kind of burn up their better water first. On the second day, things tighten up. The pressure gets to them. Where guys have been fishing through areas, the fishing isn't nearly as good. So we always have a tendency to see the weights drop on day 2. And I've been out there since daylight this morning. I've been running around. I've covered the lake top to bottom. Been from the Tonneau Creek at the north end all the way down to the Salt and everywhere in between. And I can tell you, I've talked to a number of the different anglers out there, and it looks like the fishing got a little tougher today. I think there's several reasons for that. We kind of went over a couple right there, and then I've got a couple more that I discovered out there that I think are going to make a big difference in just the way this tournament shapes up in general. And let's kind of go run things down. Day 1, we had Davis Hart, Jason Blauvelt with 1839. They had a big fish of 671, beautiful fish, biggest fish of the tournament. And then Tyau Russell Mortensen had 1687, and it went down from there all the way down to the 10th place team of 1398. There was 3 other weights of 13. So basically, Jim, what I see here, from about the top 20, you know, you had 11 pounds through 18 or so. Everybody has a shot to ease into that cut. Even some on the outside of the top 20, should they get around the right fish today, I think could sneak in there. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. That one big fish of 6.71 made all the difference for our first place team. Had that been just an average fish, they would have been right in the mix with everybody else. So this is definitely anybody's tournament, and I know for sure that there are teams out there looking for one big fish. I was talking to Buddy Randall yesterday, fishing with Clifford Perch, and they kind of knew 3/4 of the way through the day that they were going to have to go find a bigger fish than what they had in their live well. So they abandoned what they were doing, so they were giving up catching more fish to go look for a more quality fish. Now, they didn't happen to get one, but that's the way the strategy seems to be unfolding with these anglers out there.
Well, I would agree with that, and you know, from my time on the water today and being around the different anglers I was around, there's a lot of parity out there on the lake, and what I mean is, and if you look at the standings from yesterday, top 25, everybody brought in a limit. Everybody's catching fish from 2 feet to 20 to 30 feet, and there's a lot of parity out there because the fish are scattered, they're up in the brush, and so, you know, guys that caught a big one yesterday, they were in the top 10, and so a kicker fish or 2 here or there makes all the difference in the world. And from what I've seen today, there's guys fishing slow, they're catching some fish. There's guys with reaction baits running tons of water, they're catching fish. And so, you know, it's going to be those teams that got a couple of key bites, which it always boils down to that, I suppose. But I really think with the parity, with the lake being up, and the dispersal of bait and fish in this lake right now, you're looking at just the guys that got some key bites today. They're going to be around for tomorrow, and guys that just couldn't get them, not to say they weren't around them, they just didn't get them, then they're probably going to be watching tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree with that. And, you know, the other thing that happens right about now is our temperature gets hot. As Jimmy said, it's 100 degrees here today, and that first heat wave, her first summer type feeling that we get down here at the lake, it always seems to have an impact, and it kind of slows things down a little bit. But more importantly, it develops a little bit of an algae bloom out there. And Jimmy, you were talking a little bit off camera earlier about seeing how far it has spread just from yesterday.
Well, and there you go, Jim. You've identified my X factor for the tournament. So as I covered the lake today, I started up in the Tonneau Inn. There was a couple of our leaders were up in the Tonneau. So we went up there. The water was fairly clear. I mean, there was a little bit of tinge to it, but really nothing discernible, nothing that would take a fisherman out of his game plan by looking at the water clarity. And we worked our way down the lake, and about mid-lake, so Windy Hill, which everybody local knows, Windy Hill's the prominent feature. That's kind of what we call mid-lake level. I started to see some algae blooms in the water and some green streaks, green stuff, you know, algae blooms that are typically, they show up this time of year, like Jim said. We get a warm snap, and you'll see this algae show up. And so algae in and of itself, we could probably make a show on algae. There's lots of different kinds. I'm no hydrologist. I'm no botanist. I can't tell you a good one from a bad one just by looking at it. But we all know the potential of like a golden algae can kill a fishery. I don't think that's what we got going on here. What I think we've got is just a typical warming algae bloom. You know, the lake's kind of changing. We've got a lot of water up on new brush, and there's lots of particulates in the water. And this algae bloom, I started to see it mid-lake, and what I didn't see mid-lake from then on, as when I got all the way down to the salt, I wanted to dip a cup in it and have some pea soup. I mean, it was just absolutely thick, and really, really, really was prominent. You could see it, you could tell, and what I didn't see was fishermen down there. So as we worked our way south, we started to see lots of algae and no fishermen. And so I really started to believe that whether it affects the fish or not, I mean, that's debatable, but it affected the fishermen. So what I think we had going on with this algae bloom, and I think it's going to play into how this tournament shakes out, is it affects the decision making that our fishermen have out there on how they're going to approach. And you know, I guarantee you, when some of those guys got down there, they looked down, they saw that water, that pea green soup, and they turned around and they left. So if they had located fish in practice and felt like they could go catch them, this probably altered their plans. And how I mean it can alter your plans as a fisherman, you know, a lot of times this time of year, we look for topwater bites, we look for sight fish, we look for fry garters, we look for all these things that we can see in the water. And, you know, for topwater fishing, you want to have a little bit of clarity. You got those fish, you want them to react. They'll come from a long ways to eat a topwater bait. So and I'm not sure this algae bloom was all the way to the bottom of the lake. I think we had 2, 3, 4 inches of it. But I really believe that it affected the way that these guys make their decisions on day 2 of this tournament and going forward, for that matter.
Yep, definitely a factor out there for fishermen. Yesterday, if you tuned into the show, you heard us talking about what we expected to see as far as the post-spawn or the spawn, what stage the fish were in. As the anglers came in, almost unanimously, they confirmed exactly what we were saying yesterday, that it's more a late spawn and a post-spawn bite right now. The other thing, we talked to Jason about that big fish that he caught yesterday. And you remember Jimmy was saying that whoever can adapt to the changing water, the changing light, the algae growth, whoever can work around those types of things, they're going to be successful. And I thought it was interesting interviewing Jason yesterday when he said that that big fish that they had started out in the morning with a reaction bite didn't do any good. They went to a lighter drop shot in shallow water. They caught some fish, but no real quality fish. And when they moved out to a deeper drop shot, like 20 foot plus deeper, that's where he got that big fish. So it's a clear indication that the bigger fish are starting to move back out into deeper water, and that's where he caught that fish. Now, it's an interesting story. If you didn't watch the weigh-in, go back and look at it on the Wild West Bass Trail website, because it got tangled up in a bush, and he had to sit there and wait for 2 minutes for it to swim out. Probably the longest 2 minutes of his life, huh, Jimmy?
Well, those are the 2 minutes that any of us as fishermen, especially if you're fishing for money, you tie a big one up in a tree, and it's the greatest test of patience. And if you don't have any holy believings, you might find some right then and start praying. I've lost them like that. I've caught them like that. One of my partners I was just talking about, Gary Key, I sent him all the way to his ankles into a bunch of cane, try to get one unwrapped down on the lower river one time. We ended up, it was a 7-pounder. I either was going to drown him or get the fish or both, but you know, yeah, those are that's the adrenaline that we live for as bass fishermen, frankly. I mean, you can't duplicate that. But you touched on one of my favorite things as a tournament angler, and that's adjustments, adjustments, adjustments. So, you know, we talk about on-the-water adjustments. We talk about you get through the first day of a multi-day tournament, and these guys, they process in their minds how they caught fish, how things worked, what kind of setup for them, and how they're going to go into their day 2 game plan. And I guarantee you a lot of guys left out of here today pretty sure of what they were going to do, and an hour into this tournament this morning felt like it wasn't going to happen. So you're talking about just minute by minute, they're processing information out there as they go through a tournament day, through the bites they get, through the bites they don't get, how the weather's setting up, you know, what's going on. And it's those fishermen, and we've got a field of anglers here, these top 42 anglers that made the cut here to make this championship outdid 200 plus anglers throughout the year to make it. So these guys earn their way here. And it's the guys that make the adjustments almost hourly as to what the conditions are doing and how their day is going, and how they keep it together mentally, how they put it all together, are the guys that are going to survive Roosevelt Lake in 100-degree heat and the very changing conditions that we're seeing out here. So adjustments, adjustments, adjustments. You're going to hear a lot about it today from our anglers.
Yeah, I agree. It's and it does change from the early morning to the bright skies to going over here. So it's always changing. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back with the Wild West Bass Trail.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed self-foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with ever-new E-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger Aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
And welcome back, Bass fans, to the pregame show, Wild West Bass Trail Arizona Team Championship 2017, Day 2. I'm Super Clean Pro Jimmy Savuini. I'm with Jim Guggenauer. We're covering the tournament here for you live, pregame, before we start the weigh-in. Get on to Day 2 and find out which 10 teams of our 42 anglers are going to make our cut. Right before we went to the break, we talked a little bit about the algae bloom that we were seeing out there and how we thought that was going to be a real game changer for this whole tournament, kind of creeping up the lake. And kind of got into a little bit of conservation talk, a little bit. We've been talking about that a lot. It's something I think that us bass fishermen and people that are out on the water quite a lot, we're very in tune with. We're always running into our local people that are concerned with that, our Game and Fish, our BLM. Lots of your local groups that are very, very involved with maintaining the conservation of our fisheries, and I just thought we'd talk a little bit about that. And I'd like to talk a little bit about one of our primary sponsors, that's Lucas Oil. Lucas Oil has done so much for bass fishing through their sponsorships and the things that they do. And one of the things that Lucas Oil has established is called Protect the Harvest. And this is an organization that Lucas funds and Lucas helps push forward that works with all these conservation groups to protect our hunting and fishing, to protect our farming, all of our different agricultural things that we do in this country. And they're very involved with raising the awareness on just the conservation efforts and also putting their money where their mouth is as far as funding a lot of these things that help preserve these kind of fisheries and these things that we have to enjoy so much as sports people. And I know that Jim's heavily involved on the local level. We always talk about Roosevelt Lake and how they've done so much to try to preserve everything that we have about Roosevelt. But tell us a little bit more about the local area. We've got a really, really good lake right below Roosevelt called Apache Lake. And Apache produces some of the biggest fish. I mean, it's just a wonderful, wonderful fishery. It complements Roosevelt. It's found right below the dam. And, they had a golden algae bloom there about 15 years ago and killed almost all the fish. And I know they drained the lake down. Jim was probably involved or can tell us about what they did to restore that fishery and how it's kind of crept up to Roosevelt and how you guys are working to ensure that we have these great resources.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole Salt River chain of lakes, each one is unique in itself. It's got different structure, it's got different elevation, it's got different temperatures, and a lot of different factors go into them. The one common thing that they have is they all get the same water. So anything that's in one water ends up in another water. And as Jimmy said, about a decade ago, maybe 12 years ago, there was a huge golden algae bloom down at Apache Lake, and it literally did. A golden algae will get into a fish's gill, and it will poison the fish. And that's what happened down there. They had a huge fish kill, and it just takes time for nature to clear that. There's not a lot you can do about it. You hope for water, you hope for cooler temperatures. If there's a storm that comes through, it can clear up pretty shortly. But in this case, they did lose a lot of fish. Game and Fish was deeply involved. Their biologists did several evaluations, and they figured out that they were going to go buy some bass and crappie and stock them back into Apache Lake. And they did. They spent upwards of $200,000 to restock that lake about 10 years ago. Lots of local bass clubs contributed with volunteers to build habitat structures and go deploy them. There was a big fundraising campaign to get all the stuff back then, and we're happy to say that Apache Lake is one of the best lakes in the state today, and it's due to the efforts of the Arizona Game and Fish Department and the local bass clubs working there. But if I could add one more thing about the conservation thing, because a lot of people don't see what goes on in the background. You heard us talking about 100-degree temperatures, and when the anglers are out there in the water and they've got fish in their live wells, or when they come up here to get weighed in or into the holding tank before they get released, you have to take care of those fish. If you're not constantly understanding what the conditions are of that water, those fish could die pretty quickly. So things like ice and oxygenation for the water and good live well systems are paramount in the world of bass fishing. And it's a credit to the anglers and the tournaments and the tournament directors that they oversee all that stuff and ensure the safety of the fish while we handle them.
And they are at the center of it. And, you know, these bass trails, we incentivize those guys to take care of their fish, too, because we'll hit them with a pretty good penalty if they come in with a dead fish. And that's obviously not the only reason that we want them to take care of their fish, but you hit them with a penalty, and that costs them. And those guys manage their fish, and I saw it happening out there today. They're very careful with them. They're at the heart of course, the sport of bass fishing. They take great care. We brag about a 99% plus live release rate on these fish. Over to my left of me here, we've got this release boat. It has got a very high-tech aeration system in it. We weigh the fish in. They go across the stage, and they go straight to the release boat. And then they get the best of care. They get put back in the water immediately, and the success rate at live release is 99+%, pushing 100%. We strive for 100 always. Fish care is always paramount to us, and we take care of them the best we can. And so we want to ensure that we have that resource for the future. I really encourage everybody to take a look at protecttheharvest.com, see what they do, see where they fit in. They work at the local level nationally to make sure that we have these resources. I'd also really quickly like to talk about my primary sponsor, Super Clean, and they make a really cool biodegradable degreaser that you can dilute down to use on your floors. You can use it industrial strength to take the grease off your engine. It's also degradable, so you can use it in your live wells, and it actually kills quagga mussels. And the quagga mussels are another invasive species that we've seen proliferate through. They actually came through the St. Lawrence River back in the day and have made their way all the way through the Colorado River. They're in Meade, they're in Havasu, and they've worked their way down the Colorado River chain. We're trying very desperately to keep them out of our waterways so they do not contaminate and alter the fishery permanently. And Super Clean, you can pour it right in your live wells after you get off the water, run it through, cycle it through. It'll kill all the quagga larvae. We also really encourage everybody to drain their live wells before they leave the lake. It's very important that you don't haul that lake water to another lake and cross-contaminate mud, anything like that. Make sure your hull's dry. Just can't speak enough about how important it is to make sure that your boat's well taken care of. Super Clean, they're a great degreaser. They play a big part of that as well. So, you know, just some of the ways that bass tournaments and bass fishermen are trying to make sure that we take the best care we can of the resource that we're involved with.
Yeah, absolutely. Clean, drain, and dry is the terminology that we use here in the Western Lakes, because it is important. You use a Super Clean, but then dry it out. You literally, anglers that leave their plugs in and go from one lake to another, they think, oh, well, I want to do that because I don't want to forget to put the plug back in the boat. That's nonsense. You got to take the plug out of the boat. You got to get that water out of there. You got to let it drain. And sometimes it can take 24 hours to drain a boat completely. But it's imperative that it gets done, and you use agents to clean that out just as best you can.
And real quickly, too, it's also better off for the care of your boat to, you know, you pull the plug on it, it dries out. All of that water that you keep in there, you take it home and store it. It just sits there. It molds, it mildews, it gets inside of it, it warps. So it's just better off if everybody does that. It protects everybody involved, and it's just something that we ought to always try to be aware of. So, you know, keep those boats dry, keep them quagga free.
Can't say enough for that. And all that lets you forget about your boat. You know your boat's in good condition. You know it's going to run well all day, and you can concentrate on fishing. That's what you should be doing out there as a tournament fisherman. If you're worried about something wrong with your boat or something you didn't do to it, it just detracts from what you're trying to do. So it's always better to have your boat in top condition before you put it in the water, and you know it's going to function properly all day long.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take another break here shortly.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
And welcome back, Bass fans, to the pregame show, Wild West Bass Trail Team Championship, Arizona Division 2017 at beautiful Lake Roosevelt. I'm Super Clean Pro Jimmy Savoini. I'm here with Jim Guggenauer, and we're talking fishing, we're talking tournaments, we're talking day two, and getting ready to cut this field of 42 very skilled teams to a top 10. Yesterday we had an 1839 leaders of Davis Hart, Jason Blauvelt. They had a nice fish, 671, that really catapulted them into the lead. About a pound-and-a-half lead they took in over Ty Au and Russell Mortensen. And then you had Roy Hawk, perennial Southwestern pro. I mean, he wins everywhere. He's a U.S. Open champ.
That guy can flat fish.
He can, and he's really good. And he was in third place, 15:57. They had a 5:13. Dylan Maxon, Zach Halwerda, a couple young guns from Phoenix. Those guys are always good, always tough. They had 14.93, and they're going to be a team to watch because they didn't have any giant. They just had a really good bag, and so if they got around those kind of fish again today, or they figured something out, they could shoot right to the top of the leaderboard real easily. Then you had Shane Moline, Todd Herman. Todd has a house up here in Tono Basin. I've won several tournaments here on the lake with him. He's made cuts in major tournaments. He knows the lake as good as anybody. And his partner, Shane Moline, very good regional pro. I've been at it for years, made cuts all over the place, threat to win anywhere. Then you go down to Justin Kerr. He's won from Florida to California and everywhere in between. Another U.S. Open champ. Very talented angler. He had a very representative bag, 14.59 with a solid 362. So you got a bunch in there that could really make a push. Tommy Jonovich, Sean Coffey sitting right out of the top 10 yesterday with 13.63. Those guys are threats. They're always tough. They catch them anywhere they go. So I think and then you got Clifford sneaking around, the old snake in the bag down there. Number 16, him and Muddy Randall, 12.66, said they figured stuff out late. So, and I never saw him all day. And I can just tell you, historically speaking, when I don't see Clifford all day and he shows up to weigh in, it's usually trouble for everybody. So we're setting up for a real exciting finish here, Jim.
Yeah, looking forward to it. There was lots of good comments yesterday from the anglers. I enjoy listening to them and understanding how they feel during the day. Like when we spoke with Ty yesterday, he said he hadn't caught a fish up until 10 o'clock, but yet he ended up in second place at the end of day one. So it's exciting. That's the part that separates, I think, weekend anglers from guys who fish tournaments to guys who make it to championship tournaments. They're able to constantly assess what's going on, and they actually look at day one and day two as more practice days. They're just collecting more data, more points of understanding, better understand what's going on, all leading up to day three. So it's a never-ending learning process. That's what's so exciting about bass fishing, and we're getting excited to hear all that stuff coming in on day 2.
Yeah, and you make an interesting point, and we could talk real quick about experience, and specifically tournament fishing experience. So, I've been doing this a long time. And when I first started, everything's urgent, and you just want to limit. You want to catch 5 or 7 or whatever the limit is, 7 here for this event, and you're worried about catching them. And if things aren't going your way early, you have a tendency to really kind of panic. You get locked into things. You make mistakes in your thinking, and so that tournament experience that comes, and there's really no way to teach it. It's just something that you got to get. I mean, some people get the learning curves different from everybody, as we all know. So, one person's learning curve and the experience level that it takes to get real competitive and make those kind of decisions that can help you win tournaments might be shorter for one and longer for another. But when you get that kind of experience and things don't go your way right away, then you don't panic. You keep thinking, you keep processing, you pick up different rods, you go to different water, you do different things. But as you referenced with Ty not having a fish by 10 yesterday and still coming in second place, he has the experience to know that he is going to get the bites he needs, and he's got the confidence that it takes to keep fishing, knowing that you can only put 1 at a time in the live well, and 7 can come quickly. And obviously he made the adjustments he needed to be a threat today, and obviously going into tomorrow. I did see him early on. He was catching fish, so I think you're probably going to see him. He's got a great shot to make it to tomorrow. Things had changed a lot today, as we'd referenced. We got our X factor. We got the algae bloom. We've got the fish just not cooperating as well as they did yesterday, and it was tough yesterday. So you're going to see the guys rise to the top that have the experience level not to panic and make the right adjustments to go ahead and make that final push, knowing that they're going to get the 7 bites they need to get them into the final 10, So that's that experience level that you just can't teach, Jim.
And that's today's excitement. I mean, here we are finishing up the fishing time for day 2, looking forward to who are going to be those top 10, because after today, those top 10 anglers are going to go home tonight, and they're going to accumulate everything that they've learned today and yesterday and during their pre-fish and their past history with Roosevelt Lake, and try to understand what's going to get them to get a bite and to get a limit of fish tomorrow. But the best part is, once they hit the ramp down here tomorrow, they're going to load up and go to Payson to walk through this.
And we'll be back to set that up for you, the exciting things that are going to go on tomorrow, and get our top 10 out there tomorrow to lay it all on the line for us here on Roosevelt Lake. We'll be back in a minute, folks.
Ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Total performance. Nowhere could it be more defined than in the Ranger Z Series. With unparalleled advancements, these rigs are driven to dominate. Coupled with Evinrude E-Tech's unrivaled performance and up to 500 hours with no dealer schedule maintenance, they're the ultimate fishing machines. The legendary leadership of the Ranger Z500 series. It's the kind of feeling nothing else can touch. Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
And welcome back, bass fans. Final segment of the pregame show, Wild West Bass Trail Team Tournament Championship 2017 on beautiful Lake Roosevelt, Arizona, about 30 miles south of the town of beautiful Payson, Arizona, which will be hosting our festivities tomorrow. I see we got anglers coming to the tanks. We're getting ready for our weigh-in. We're going to get this exciting weigh-in done, and we're going to cut to our top 10. And then we're headed up the hill to Payson, Arizona tomorrow, Jim, for a wonderful fishing festival and a festival to celebrate this event and just the town of Payson. Tell us a little bit about it.
Absolutely. The town of Payson is hosting an expo at Green Valley Park. That's right in the middle of downtown Payson. Payson is at 5,000 feet elevation, so I guarantee it's going to be a lot cooler up there in the afternoons. The doors open at 2 o'clock. It is free to the public. We're going to have a country western band. We're going to have a western gunfight reenactment. We're going to have lots of booths. There's going to be food there, and it's just going to be a great time leading up into the weigh-in. So come on up to Payson. It's right at Green Valley Park, right where the lakes are up there, and it's going to be an exciting time. No cost for anybody. Just come out and enjoy the shade. Bring a chair and bring a pop-up, because you might need a little bit of shade up there, but we're really looking forward to it.
It's going to be a great event. You know, we're going to have a bunch of pros, local pros on hand. There are going to be a bunch of fishing tips. There's going to be a bunch of things about bass fishing, of course. We're going to watch the weigh-in. We're going to watch a champion crowned, fishing for a brand new Ranger boat with an Evinrude outboard on it. $39,000+ are going to be paid out to our top 10 anglers teams for tomorrow. So that's going to be fun, but we got a lot of things. As we said, we got music, we've got food, we've got drink. It's going to be a great time and a great kickoff for really the summer and the season for Payson. I love Payson. I grew up around here, and I just have done so many cool things in Payson over the years. I can't thank the town enough for the support that they give to this organization, to bass fishing, and to all things outdoors and recreation. If you guys are around, come on up from the valley. It's going to be hot tomorrow. Come enjoy a great day in Payson, watch some great fish weighed in, and just have a great time with us. So we're going to get started with our weigh-in. We're excited. We're going to cut to 10, and we will see you guys tomorrow for a championship day.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-cell foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with Evinrude E-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Welcome to the 2017 Wild West Bass Trail Arizona Team Championship here at beautiful Lake Roosevelt. This event's presented by the town of Payson. We'd like to thank our host hotel, the Madisel Hotel and Casino, along with all of our sponsors who make this possible. We've got Lucas Oil, Protect the Harvest, General Tire, Ranger Boats, Evinrude Outboards, Costa, A&M Graphics, Super Clean, Dobbins Rods, P-Line, Gary Yamamoto, Gator Guards, and Power Pole. We've got our first angler over here at the bump tanks. Just a reminder that our winning team from this event is going to be running a brand new Ranger RT 188 with a 115 Evinrude on the back. All right, coming up here, we've got Anthony Tatzel. We've got two fish today, Anthony. Those 2 fish are going to go $3.92. You want to tell us about your weekend?
Yeah, we did okay yesterday, but today we had them hooked, just couldn't get them in the boat.
All right.
A lot tougher day for us today.
Thanks for fishing with us. All right. Our next team is a Ranger Lucas Oil sponsored Dobbins Rods team. We've got Steve Molinari and Randy Carroll. They're going to be bringing 3 fish up here to the tank. They got 3 lively ones in there. It's those Ranger live balls, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah, they help. I wish I had 4 more to go with them.
All right, those 3 are going to go $5.49. You got anyone you want to thank? Any of your sponsors? Anyone?
Everybody at Cabela's, Mercury, Ranger Boats, Lucas Oil, everybody that supports me, my wife who's probably watching at home, I hope. And thanks for coming out, and thank you guys for hosting a great event.
Thank you guys for fishing with us. All right, we've got Billy Penrod and his partner Ray Miller coming up to the scale, and that's our first team with a limit coming up here. Make sure you guys stick around. We have our Lucas drawing at the end of this, so you must be present to win that. We'll also be paying out our 5 big fish. All right, let's see what these go, Billy. All right, this limit's going to go 12. Oh, they're bouncing. $12.25.
That sounds good to me.
That's good with you.
My wife, my son, they're my sponsor.
That's right. Thank you very much. All right, we've got James Salazar and James Salazar Jr. They're going to need 11:36 to take the lead from Billy and Ray. See, it looks like they've got 4 fish. They need to be 4 big ones. No? All right, let's see what these 4 weigh. They're going to go 8.58.
Everything changed on us. We had a decent bite yesterday, but 4 bites, 4 fish.
4 bites, 4 fish?
That's it.
Man, tough day, but thanks for fishing with us. Appreciate it. All right, we have our day 1 leaders, Davis Hart and Jason Blauvelt. They're weighing in a limit. Thanks, John. All right, they're going to need 5.94 to take the lead, and I'm going to guess they might. Good? All right, well, hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. He took it all out of your mouth. Thank you. All right. My day was great. All right, Shane. There's that. Let's see what these guys weigh. This limit's going to go 14.60. Happy with that?
Yeah, we are. You know, we had a really tough morning. We pushed hard what we fished yesterday, and we had 6 fish at noon, and we just realized it wasn't working for us. We made a change, and we ended up catching about 20 fish, called 6 times a day. We had a wonderful afternoon. Hopefully it's going to lead to something really good tomorrow. But our yesterday stuff, you know, we had 25 fish on it yesterday, and we just hardly could get bid on it today. So.
All right. Well, that has you guys in second place right now.
Hopefully he'll stick and
That's right.
we can go fishing tomorrow.
Go fishing tomorrow. Thanks, Todd. All right, we've got Donnie Scroggins coming up to the scales, and looks like he's weighing in 3 fish this afternoon. Consistent, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, here's the mic. All right, let's see what these guys weigh. 490. Close, close. How was your weekend?
Tough.
Tough.
Every day's been the same. We did lose a big fish yesterday, and I lost 2 big ones today.
Oh.
They got hung up in the trees, and I couldn't pull them out. But that's fishing, you know. So, but we had a good time.
Good.
Glad we were here.
Thanks for fishing with us, Don. Ray. All right, we've got John Browning and Bobby O'Donnell coming up here to the stage. They've got 5 fish. John's over there talking. Oh, you're listening this time. Okay. I know. I'm not. Trust me.
How could that be?
All right. Let's see what these 5 fish are going to weigh. They are 822.
That's almost as good as yesterday.
Almost. Not quite. Thanks for fishing with us, guys. All right. Boat number 29. We've got William Barkley and Billy Provex coming up. See, they've got some lively ones splashing around over there. 3 fish coming up here. I think someone got hot out there today because I saw you riding on the boat on the way up here. Thought I was going to have to come over and check to make sure you were okay. Taking a nap? Okay.
Catching a snooze.
All right, these 3 are going to go 484. Rough, tough fishing this weekend, huh?
It was tough. We had all the opportunity to do what we needed to do, and we didn't capitalize.
Didn't capitalize.
Want to thank Wild West Bass, and say hi to my son, Evan. Daddy loves you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All righty, thanks for fishing. All right, we got the team of Tommy Jonovich and Sean Coffey coming up to the scale. Looks like we have another limit coming up here. They're going to need 16-16 to take the lead. You guys got it, Tommy? No. But do you have a new tattoo? Is that what I just heard?
I'll do it, maybe.
Oh, I thought he did. All right, these 7 are going to weigh 1149. You got anyone you'd like to thank?
Dobbins Rods and Wild West for sure. Wu Tungsten too, and Lindsay, my wife, for coming out. And Sean did awesome today. He caught our fish. I had to hand it to him. He changed it all up and got our fish. I was happy with that. It's more than I thought we had. So
good. You got anything you want to say, Sean?
I'm just glad the roles changed. He always catches them, so felt
Thanks.
good to put some fish in the boat today.
Thanks, Sean. All right, the Spencer hand. All right. Partner Hobby's not coming up to weigh those fish in with you. It looks like you've got 7, though. All right, let's see what these 7 are going to weigh. That's right. You wanted a little water in there to help out? Here's the mic. All right, these 7 are going to go 891. Do you have anyone you'd like to thank, Spencer?
Well, I'd like to thank Rages and all of these.
All of our sponsors.
All of the sponsors.
They help us out.
Yes, definitely.
All right, thank you for fishing with us.
Thank you. That's great.
Thank you. All right, boat number 30, Brandon Bynum and Nathan Pugh. They're going to be weighing in a limit also. Those of you guys locals here, make sure to come out to the Green Valley Park tomorrow and check out our top 10 weigh-in. All right. It's a pretty good bag here. Better than yesterday.
Much better than yesterday.
11-17. It's a lot better than yesterday. You got anyone you want to thank?
No, I'm good.
No, you're good?
Yeah.
You're good too? Thanks for fishing with us, guys. The festival at the Green Valley Park starts at 2 tomorrow. We're going to do our pregame show at 3:30 and go live with the weigh-in at 4 p.m. We'll have pros on site doing tips. You can see their boats. All right, Neil Burns and Tim Burns coming up to the scale. All right, we got 6 fish in here. All right, let's see what these 6 are going to weigh. 1082. You got anyone you want to thank?
Yes, Wild West. We had a great time. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you for fishing with us. At the end of this event, we are paying out our top 5 big fish at the end of day 2. So make sure to stick around. Yamamoto is sponsoring our Toads of the Day. All right, we got Nathan Foreman and Nathan Billadou weighing in a limit today. Thank you. And these 7 are going to go 957. Couple more pounds than yesterday. Yeah? You got anyone you want to thank?
I think Wild West for paying our entry fees this year. It's fun.
That was because they were our team of the year last year, so part of their winning package was getting all their entries paid. All right, Steve Lindner and Mike Hawkins is our next team coming up to the scale. They're going to be weighing in a limit. And looks like a pretty good bag. All right, yesterday you guys had 631. Let's see what this goes today. 1369. That's a lot better than yesterday.
That's a lot better than yesterday.
That's right. That's more like it.
Yesterday, I'd like to thank you guys for being here. Mike thanked me yesterday for being his partner, and I'd like to thank him for being my partner. Okay. Between the two of us are 133 years. Neither one of us are healthy. I mean, yesterday we didn't do all that good, but we feel like we did better today, and we're really happy, and I couldn't ask for a better partner and better circuit, and thanks to all the sponsors, volunteers. You guys are great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for fishing with us. All right, we've got boat 34, Chris Chloop, dang it, what is it? Kloop and Greg Valenzuela. And we're weighing in a limit. Those 7 fish are 1265. You guys happy with that?
Well, we're pretty happy with today's performance. A few errors at the boat, but just like to thank all the people out there watching, our friends and family, and Wild West, and thanks for putting it on. Hope we see you guys again.
Thank you. All right, we have Luke Plant and Johnny Pelto. They had 1206 yesterday. What are we getting here? 6 fish?
6.
All right. Those 6 fish are going to go 922. You happy with that? Tough day, huh? Anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for being here, and whoever invented sunscreen. So
Sunscreen's necessary out here, isn't it? It's brutal. Thank you. All right, we have Ramiro and Raul Flores coming up to the stage. They have 5 fish. They had 1448 yesterday. They need 1531 to take the lead. I'm going to tell you, I don't think you got it.
It ain't going to happen. Hey, happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
These Spy, we're going to go 762. Who would you like to thank?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank my wife and my children at home. I'd like to thank Modelo, obviously. On a hot day like this, nothing beats a Modelo. Or 2.
Thank you, guys. All right, we have a limit. We got Kenny Cartledge and Zach Lamb. Limit today is good, right, guys? Yeah, we had 623 yesterday. And this limit's going to go 1043. Quite a bit better than yesterday. Anyone you want to thank?
Thank you guys for being here for us, and just can't wait to see you guys next year. Do it all again.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We have Marty Lawrence and Ray Miller coming up to the stage. Marty's one of our anglers that fishes our team events and our pro-ams. He's one of our pros. Hey, Marty, how are you?
Glad it's over.
Glad it's over?
Yeah.
Brutal, huh?
Yeah.
All right, you had 872 yesterday, and you have 696 today. Yeah. Anyone you want to thank?
God that it's over.
Thank God that it's over. All right. Thank you, Marty. All right, Greg Garman and Guy Savidan. It's our next team coming up to the stage. They have a limit. They got some splashers over there. How are you, Guy?
Good.
Here's the mic.
Much better than yesterday.
That's
for
right.
Sure.
Yeah, yesterday you guys had 6:15. Today you have 12:55.
Much better day.
Much better.
Much better day.
Did you have a good day out there on the water? Anyone you want to thank?
Wild West.
All right.
Wild West for coming out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you can go that way. We got Johnny Johnson and Andrew Napoleon coming up to the stage. They had 11:27 yesterday, and to take the lead, they're going to need 18:52. Well, come on, Johnny, you got it in there? They're still over there. I don't know. There's a weight limit. Sorry. We got a big fish? Perfect. All right.
Oh, my
How are
goodness.
you, Andrew? Let's see what
Andrew
these
finally
weigh.
made it up.
1466.
All right, we'll take that.
That's right.
We'll take it. It's not the 18 pounds we
It's
needed.
not the 18, but hey, you never
Let's
know.
weigh
It
that
might
big
be.
fish real quick.
It might be enough.
I don't know. It's about a 3. I don't know. What do you guys think there, huh? Pretty nice?
Let's see. 2 1/4.
That's what I'm talking about, son. Pound and 3/4, huh? Jimmy Savwini.
373.
Oh, and that's
hey,
Andrew's
you know
fish.
what?
Good job.
That's big enough right now to be the 5th biggest fish right now. You're the 5th of the biggest.
Well, that's a good one.
That's
Thank
a
you
good
so
one.
much. Yeah, I told you we're trying to live to see another day.
That's
I don't
right.
know. We'll
That's
see
right.
what happens, though.
Thank you. And right now, you guys are sitting in 3rd.
Oh.
Woo! That's right. We'll see what happens.
Weigh-in's closed.
All right, we have Michael Perry and David Burns coming up to the scale. They're going to have a limit. Looks like we got a Dobbins Rod sponsored team coming up here. I recognize that orange.
I like orange.
All right, let me give you the mic here. Let's see what these are going to weigh. Oh, this is a good one. Ooh. Oh, 1598. Okay, that's enough for you guys to take over the lead right now. And let's see this big one. It's a lively little guy. Let me take the mic from you. Or you got him? Is that the one? Hold it up. Go ahead and set it in. And 371.
That Smalley was caught off of one of my own personal DJ Custom bladed jigs. Want to see what they look like? Go to my Facebook page. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you. All right, we have Greg Parker and Danny Lloyd coming up here. How many we got? 4? All right. 4 big ones, yes.
We didn't lose any out of the live well today.
That's a good day. And those 4 are going to go 549. You got anyone you'd like to thank?
No.
No.
Not really.
He said no. So.
Thank you. You do a great job. You answer the phone so good.
Thank you.
So well. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. All right, we have boat 3, Dylan Maxon, Zach Hallera. No, I messed it all up. Holwarda, sorry. You guys are currently sitting 6 points behind in the Angler of the Year. You guys need 15:03 to take the lead today. We have a limit. And it's going to be 10:07. You got anyone you'd like to thank? No? No? Okay. All right. Thank you. That puts them right now in 6th place. All right, we have Justin Kerr and Gunnar Stanton coming up. They're also going to be weighing in a limit. All right, we'd like to make sure we thank Lucas Oil, one of our sponsors. We will be doing a contingency drawing at the end of the weigh-in, giving away 3 $250 checks. How was it out there, Justin?
No, it was really tough. We didn't get bit till, I don't know, 11 o'clock today. So it's a scramble, but at least we got 7.
That's right. You got 7 for 11:52. All right. Thank you. All right. We have Bart and Chris Massey coming up here. It looks like they had some lively fish going on over there. They're going to be weighing in 6 fish. He wants it. All right, Bart, here you go. Let's see what these 6 fish are going to weigh. 858.
And we were just kind of like a lot of other people. We didn't have our first fish till, what, 11:30, something like that. And we had the 7th one on several times, but just kept getting off. So.
Kept getting off. Thank you. All right, we have Roy Hawk and Mark White coming up to the stage. How are you, Roy?
Doing good. Tough day for us, but thankful to be here and look forward to the next one.
Tough day. 4 fish. Those 4 are going to go 526. Did you catch those in the afternoon?
No, we caught them actually in the morning. Yesterday we did better in the afternoon, and today we caught what we caught. We caught 3 this morning, and then I caught 1 later. But had some opportunities. But thankful to be here, and thanks Wild West Bass and all my sponsors.
All righty. Thank you. Thanks. All right, we got boat 12, Mike Spain and Dustin Robinson coming up to the scale. They do have a limit. Looks like they might have a big fish in there too. Oh, this is a good bag here. All right, let's see what this is going to go. 1748. That's going to put you guys in the lead right now. You guys got anyone you think?
Well, thank you guys for putting this on, our family at home. We had nothing in the live well at 12:30 today, so all these fish came in the late afternoon. We're just really fortunate they all stayed on.
Do you want to hold the other one up too? Hold those up for the camera right there. And then we can weigh the big one. All right, let's see what this big one weighs here. 470. That's going to be in the big fish range. All right, nice job, guys. Thank you. We might be seeing you tomorrow. All right, we have Justin Patty and thank you, Josh Petrucci coming up to the stage. You guys got a limit over there, Justin? No, 2 fish. So you guys are going to tell me how great your day is, right?
Well, can't complain. I think we lost 1 fish today. We got 3 bites, but I'm pretty sure I caught that fish. Again, he had a slit in his mouth. So it was a rough day. We had a rough season, and just want to thank Wild West for putting this on. This is one of the only Arizona team events that you can come here and fish for a $300 entry for a new Ranger boat. So that's awesome. So thank you guys for that. I'd like to say thanks to our wives for their support and let us come out here and chase this thing. And if you guys haven't tried Wild West, suggest you try it next year.
All right, those fish are going to go 473. Thanks, Justin. Thanks, Josh. See ya. All right, we have Ty Al and is it Russell Mortensen? Man, the memory's not failing me. You got a limit in there, Ty?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. You're going to need 1377 to take the lead. Ooh, and you've got 1409. Yeah.
Hey, might be leading it for once.
Push it up closer to your mouth so we can hear you.
Yeah, we might be leading it for once. It's just crazy. I mean, we had a tough day. We just grinded out, ran up the salt, basically fished for that one big one, and finally got it. So, anyway, just want to give some people watching at home a shout out. My fiance, babe, I love you. Kiss the kids for me. Looks like I won't see you until tomorrow night. So.
Do you want to weigh the big fish? Yeah. Do you have anyone you want to thank, Russell?
I want to thank Wild West Bass Trails for this great event. We're having a good time out here.
All right, that fish is going to go 372. All right, well, we might be seeing you tomorrow. Thank you. All right, we have boat 5, John Stewart and Jerry Brown, getting ready to come up to the stage. They have a limit. All right, I see those fish over there splashing around. We've got to think it's those Ranger live wells, keeping those fish nice and lively. How was it out there, John?
Oh, it was tough. We had, I think, one fish in the boat at 12:30, and then in like an hour or two, right towards the end there, we caught our limit. So
Nice.
just thankful for that.
That limit's going to go 11:33.
Better than yesterday.
Better than yesterday. That's right. Thanks for fishing with us, guys. All right, we have the team of Tom Wienerland and Danny Halleck coming up to the stage. They've got 7 fish. All right, how was it out there, Danny?
Very brutal.
Very brutal.
This
Better
lake's
than yesterday?
fishing- yeah, better than
'Kay.
yesterday, but this lake's fishing worse than what I've ever seen it in the last 5 years or so. We lost a couple fish early, but I'd like to thank Wild West for this circuit. Like to thank Nitro Boats, Bass Pro Shops, Mercury Motors, Healy Arms, Momentum, Taipan Rods, and Integrity Auto Glass.
All right, those fish are going to go 1080. You have anyone, Tom?
Ditto that. My family in the crowd. Thank you.
All righty, thank you. All right, we have Dean and Ryan Yamagata coming up to the stage. Come on up, guys. We've got a limit. Let's see what these 7 fish are going to weigh. You guys had 1073 yesterday. Today you have 1251. You guys happy with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Was it a tough weekend?
No, it's okay.
It was okay?
It's fine.
All right. Thank you, guys. All right, let's see. Coming up to the scale, we have Max Hernandez and Josh Reed. They were in our top 10 today. Let's see. They're going to need, they had 1401 yesterday. To take the lead, they're going to need 1695. Let's see what they've got. All right. How was it out there, guys?
It was pretty good. It wasn't as good as it was yesterday. Yesterday we caught about 30 fish. Today we culled 3 times, caught a couple shorts, lost a few. So it was still a good productive day.
1202 is what those 7 fish are going to weigh. And let's see where that puts you guys. Put you in 7th right now.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So maybe we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Do you have anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, just want to thank Wild West Bass for everything you guys are doing for us West Coast anglers. We're really fortunate to have you guys, so thank you very much. Just want to thank my family for coming out and supporting, my beautiful fiance for driving out here. Thank you so much, and Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. Couldn't do it without him.
That's right. Thank you. All right. We have Clifford Perch and Buddy Randall coming up to the scales. 7 fish. How are you today, Clifford?
Good. How are you?
Good.
We're doing good. I really was looking forward to this tournament on Roosevelt, and boy, I haven't caught a 3-pounder in 2 days. That's hard to do here, you know. But you know, it was just a struggle, just like a lot of guys have been saying, and you know, it was a great opportunity. We were excited to fish for a boat this week, but man, the big ones have eluded us.
1263 is what the limit's going to weigh, and this is your home lake, right?
Yeah, you know, I grew up fishing this lake, you know,
Okay.
since I was 4, 5, 6 years old, and I remembered some places today where I was fishing out there that I fished with my dad, you know.
Yeah,
you know,
when you were a little kid.
You know, little guy, and this lake level kind of reminded me of that. So it's a great lake. It's really healthy, but there's just not a lot of bass in it right now, and it's kind of a tough time in the phase, but the bait is so good that I think we're really going to see great things from it pretty soon. It's going to be great. You know, anytime you get a desert lake that floods and has a lot of cover like this, and you see all the shad spawn, every time the water keeps coming up, so none of those eggs dry out. You get a good shad spawn, get a good bluegill spawn, so I think we'll see big things.
All right. Well, thanks for fishing with us, Clifford. All right. We have Matt Shura and Lon Armel coming up to the stage. You got some fans out there. All right. We got 5 fish. You had 11:58 yesterday. These are going to go 9:37. Tell us about your weekend.
You know, we had a great time. I love fishing Roosevelt. I want to thank Wild West Bass for giving us a chance to fish for a boat. 100% payback all year. It's an awesome circuit. We had a great time. Just a little tough fishing out there, but you know, we lost a couple fish that cost us a little bit. You know, but you know, we had a chance to have a limit. We only caught 5, but had a great time. Want to thank Nitro Boats, Mercury Outboards, Bass Pro Shops, Rim Country Custom Rods. Thanks to Payson. Thanks to Jim Guggenauer for all his work for the tournament. It's awesome. And Marlam Industries Granite Countertops and Airtime Cooling and Heating. You want to say anything? No. Lon says thanks, everybody.
All righty. You guys are leading Angler of the Year team right now. We're going to take a break, and then we will come back and announce our top 10 that'll be fishing tomorrow.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-cell foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with ever-new E-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Total performance. Nowhere could it be more defined than in the Ranger Z Series. With unparalleled advancements, these rigs are driven to dominate. Coupled with Evinrude E-Tech's unrivaled performance and up to 500 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance, they're the ultimate fishing machines. The legendary leadership of the Ranger Z500 series. It's the kind of feeling nothing else can touch. Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
And welcome back to Wild West Bass Trail's 2017 Team Championship. Here are our top 10 that are going to be fishing for our Ranger boat tomorrow. Jeremy, I can't see it. 10, we've got Tommy Jonovich and Sean Coffey. In 9th place, we have Johnny Johnson and Andrew Napoleon. Oh, no, I messed up. You're in 8th. Sorry, my bad. 9th is Clifford Perch and Buddy Randall. Come on over, Clifford. Sorry. And let's try this again. In 8th place, we have Johnny Johnson and Andrew Napoleon. In 7th place, we have Max Hernandez and Josh Reed. In 6th place, we have Justin Kerr and Gunnar Stanton. In 5th place, we have Shane Moline and Todd Herman. In 4th place, we have Davis Hart and Jason Blauvelt. Got it. In 3rd place, we have Mike Perry and David Burns. In 2nd place, we have Mike Spain and Dustin Robinson. And leading for the end of day 2 with 30.96 is Ty Al and Russell Mortensen. All right, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow at 3:30 for our live show. Our weigh-in's going to start at 4. See who's going to win that Ranger RT 188 plus over $39,000 in payout. See you tomorrow.